hang on. I'll be with you in a minute. Just got this Candy Crush to finish. Didn't finish in the time that we were allowed this week. Hang on. Oh, never mind. I'll play it tomorrow. I'll finish it tomorrow. Good evening, everybody. Welcome once again to Monday's eModels live stream. It's eModels, eModels.co.uk, and it's us again, all back fresh from Telford, apart from Colin, who went for the week before. So,
yeah.
We couldn't find Colin at Telford because he'd already been. But yeah,
welcome. Yeah, people did say they'd seen. Oh yeah, there's that guy wandering around last week. Yeah.
The guy with one of the t-shirts on that was wandering around last week. But
I don't understand what all the fuss was. There was nothing there when I went.
Yeah. Did you not wonder why it was all like low slung cars and people selling waxes and polishes and stuff?
I should have realised when I spent 20 minutes getting driven around the car park looking for a car with a shark mouth.
Yeah, you don't see the big sign that said wax stock.
Yeah.
So there's lots of people going like that.
This is why I don't get out much.
Did you just do a Karate Kid reference?
He did, didn't he?
I think he did.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it polish on, polish off, or something like that?
Oh, he's ruined it now. He's ruined it.
Wax or wax on.
Ted's band. Ted's band.
Wax on, wax off.
You had it, and then you just.
Oh. We are all back, fresh and spent up. Well, some of us got spent up. I
wouldn't say fresh.
Yeah, Foxx. Oh, yeah. Well, as of last week, when we left here last week, Foxx wasn't going to go, but then he turned up and he was just there. Yeah,
I did.
Yeah.
I had to look at some numbers in my bank account, and the numbers weren't getting bigger, but they weren't getting smaller. So I was like, I can go now.
Yeah, there wasn't a minus sign in front of them, so he was able to go. So Dad and Dave went and dragged him down by the scruff of his neck and told him, get in there and get spent. So we had a good time. We had the gang back together as such.
Yes, most.
Yeah. So good evening. And no doubt we'll show you later on what we did get. And if you were there as well, we met some of them. We managed to put names to faces to names, whatever.
No, you're going to make it.
We already knew the names, so it's faces to names, really, isn't it?
Yeah. And we can't remember who they were. But
I don't remember. There were some people, and we liked meeting them.
There's lots of people. There's lots of people that kept jumping out in front of you who said, "I recognise you. You give me £250." No.
I couldn't find no one, so I don't remember anyone. Only the guy stood on the door going, "You can't come in here, mate. You're a week early."
Yeah.
The irony is, though, if you'd gone up to like the Dodo Juice stand and said hi and give my name, they would have been like, "Yeah, we know Foxx." Ironically.
Yeah, the man with the hat.
Yeah. Now I have to say there was a hilarious moment where me and Chris walked up to a stand and the guy went, I know you. And we went, here we go. And he went, "Where's the one that says slap it on?" And we were like, "Oh, wow. I'll go and get him for you." Okay.
Forever a sidekick.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And then when Ted came over, he was like, "They won't say hello." And Ted just went, "Hello."
Was you halfway through signing your official Foxx merchandise photographs?
Yeah, when he was snatched out of his hand. Oh, no, we don't want it.
Where's the slap it on guy?
Where's the slap it on guy?
Oh, did you sign your photograph and you give it back and he looked at it and thought, well,
that's not you.
Yeah. Oh, I preferred you with the moustache.
Well, I didn't get my headshots done, so I just took like 200 photographs of Timmy Mallet and signed the back of those instead. So.
Well, it's certainly good to meet some of you that were there anyway. And
yes.
Right. Let's get on with the show, I suppose. Over to you, Foxx. Do what you do.
Thanks, Mum. Yes, we have learned over the years that when you meet lots of people at events, the best thing to do is not actually thank them individually in the show next day, because you'll forget half of them and they'll be upset. So just hello, and thank you to everyone that said hello and came over. Everyone was super nice to me and Ted and Chris and everybody. Oh, lovely people.
Yeah. I must admit, we worked together all the time because I'd look at something shiny on a bench and look round and they'd gone. So
yeah. Well, Ted was like, "Hi, I'm here now, bye," and he went off to look for things.
Yeah.
But we did meet up with everybody, and our very good friend Benoit, who I don't know if he's in chat. He's not always in chat when he watches. He entered something into the competition and won silver. So
yeah, well done, mate. I saw that.
He was with us most of the day, and we did see a lot of people. I say thank you to everyone that came up and took some of my sticker backlog off my hands. I really appreciate it, and so does Chris and everybody else. Yeah, we got rid of a lot of stickers. It was great. And thank you to all the people on stands that said hello as well. Anyway, yes, welcome. It is that time of the week. It's Mundun's Day. I don't know what this means. It probably means something. It's Monday.
Wax on.
Wax on, wax off.
Wax
mate.
on, fork handles, O's. Yeah, welcome. It's your show. We'll just sit here and waffle on for 2.5 hours or 3 hours about just rubbish and food and 80s and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's all about you guys hanging out, having a good time in the chat. The chat is here. You can see it there. Masks will drop down from the ceiling. You can see the chat there. I won't do that again. This is where you guys can hang out. If you want to catch our attention, because we do have the chat in front of us, make sure to put your comment in big, fat capital letters so we have a chance of seeing it. But if you want to, you can use the super chat, which is the little dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat screen, the chat window. That puts a coloured box in and we can't possibly miss it then. We'll see your chat. But if you haven't got access to any of that at all, if you want to, you can send an email to there, ted@eModel. I'll do that again. ted@eModels. I'm trying to do the clever bit by looking where I'm pointing as if I'm actually looking at the bit that you can see. I don't know if I'm looking at the right place or not. It's
I'm
there.
suitably impressed, mate.
Yeah,
A little bit higher, but yeah.
Because we've not got overlay, we've not got good technology. I've actually got a physical thing here that I could touch, and there's a box here with somebody writing it really furiously.
You've got your mum stood there, ain't you, with a piece of cardboard with eModels.co.uk and a fishing rod.
She's just stood behind the camera with some big cards that she dropped.
Can I let go of it now?
Yeah, the chat's actually on a big card that she's pushing up slowly.
Yeah, scrolling credit.
But yes, if you want to get us
in first.
yeah. But yes, if you want to get our attention, do capitals, do a super chat. If you want to, you can mail us at that address, and we'll do our best to read your mails through the show.
Ben Murray's in the chat. He says, Roadie Hobby Corner. Says, yes, I'm here.
Hobby Corner, mate.
Yay, welcome.
Yeah.
International award winner.
Yeah, internationally renowned model maker.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yes, so yes, it's your show. As always, what else do I do at this point in the show? I've forgotten now. I really am at 6s and 7s. Oh yes, no, I've forgotten. What else do I talk about normally?
Terms and conditions.
Yes, terms and conditions may apply. Your house is at risk if you do not keep up repayments. Objects in the mirror may appear larger than they actually are. In space, no one can hear you scream. There's probably something else I need to mention, but I've forgotten. I've forgotten my usual script.
If you vote later, your vote won't be counted, but you may still be charged.
Yeah. Text stop to 88101 if you do not wish to receive any more messages.
Yeah, any
Otherwise
email
you'll get
inquiries, Helgan35, GeoCities.
Yeah.
Thank you for subscribing to Foxx Facts.
Don't forget, refresh, drag.
Yeah,
Just get that one in now.
That's the TV that you want to swap for a battered old Action Man. Just phone 0800 8055 and whatever.
Yeah.
And don't forget, of course, the most important thing to remember is
Slap it on.
there you go. Those guys didn't see that, but they know what I did.
I see it a little bit reflected in the background.
I do believe buttonage may have been pressed.
I didn't press any buttons like this.
Slap it on. We can see it now. We get a little note.
Can you? Let me do it again. Hang on.
Slap it on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The good viewers are all like, yes, don't do that.
Yeah, it's a
Stop doing that.
conspiracy, mate. We're conspiring against you. It's like, yeah, we can see the button now.
He's that kind of really tall tower. Yeah, so anyway, that's all. I can't remember what else I usually talk about. So there you go. I'm not doing a science fact this week.
No, it's Fester's Factoid this week, isn't it?
Oh, you're giving it a name and everything. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Do we need a
I
jingle?
was going to have a little bit of the old jingly going on, but yeah.
It's time for Fester's Factoid.
Are
We
we
need to make one
going
now.
for it, are we? Oh, well.
Yeah, I think, yeah, Fester's Factoid.
On this day in 1887, construction began on the Manchester Ship Canal
Happens re.
in northwest England. So it's up to Manchester, Chris.
Yeah, all the way up there.
Supervised by chief engineer and designer Edward Leader Williams. The 40-mile waterway was promoted by local manufacturer Daniel Adamson to establish Manchester as an inland port for ocean-going ships, to be less costly than transport via railway and the port at Liverpool. Local businessmen met on the 27th of June 1882, enabling legalisation from Parliament, and it cost £5 million.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm not doing the science fact, I actually take it in.
Yeah,
I actually learn something when I'm not reading it.
I'm so glad we asked Colin to do the science fact. It sounded just perfect, didn't it?
Yeah, it's better than Foxx doing it.
Yeah.
Although I'm not sure that Fester's Factoid sounds very medical. It doesn't sound quite.
Maybe it does sound a bit like something you might want to get removed.
Yeah.
Always me factoids.
Not having, like apologies for not having the white coat, but the washing machine flooded last night, so it's broke.
Yeah, the white coat floated out there.
Yeah, so it was Festa's flood last night.
Right. And who we got in the chat tonight then, Chris?
Who have we got in the chat? I'll scroll back up.
See how we've divvied up all the work now to be equal.
Scrolling.
Yeah, it's all equal now.
scrolling.
When we get a fifth
First,
member, we're going to be knackered.
first one in my live chat, according to the thing now, I don't know what time it was Frogspawn saying, "Do I order a pizza for later?" Yes, is the answer to the question, and
The answer's always yes.
It's always yes. Yep. Yeah.
Yes.
Sprue and Glue is in. Lewis Williamson, Eric Graham, Dad, one of your mods is in. Sergeant Bones is also in. It's just them at the moment. Anders is in. Me, I'm in.
So it's always the hard part, trying to catch up.
Yeah, well, to begin with, it's only like 4 people who just keep talking to themselves, so it's just the same names over and over again. I'm not going to read them all out. That's that. Colin's in chat. I hope he's not in chat now, but he was in chat earlier. He's allowed in earlier.
There's an
If
easy
he's
way
in
to
there
tell
now,
it. His hat goes down.
Dr.
That's
Bob's
how
in.
you know.
Who's in next, Fox?
Oh, Scorpion.
Thank you very much. Paul Horner. Model Making Guru is in, obviously.
Yes.
Phil Lewis, Plastic Monkey, Model Making Haggis. Did I say Phil Lewis already? I don't remember. Spruce Surgeon is in. Nickel Pete, Michael Jackman.
Oh no.
No, just a pause because I've already done that. Mark, John Reeves, Brian Wimble, I think I've already said. Paul Desmasso.
Is Dave Cardboard in with Brian Wimble? If Wimble's in, where's Cardboard?
Butcher That Model's in. Dave's in. Cynical Steve's in. Simon Payne. Frankie Goes to Hollywood. I haven't read that one out. I remember that. Gemma Williams. Can't forget that one. I'll get in trouble.
Yeah.
Dave Cardboard.
There you go. Cardboard and Wimble together again.
Massey's Metal Detecting South Wales.
Don't know where he's from, who he is, or what he does.
Philip Prime. Skipper Ted. AJ.
Right.
Phil Kett. Andrew Preston. Matt Bradford. Zadstar. Names that I've already said. Other names that I've said before. Might have been last week. I don't remember. Stu Pot. That's one that I haven't said this week. Osric's in. Osric 9000. Stephen Last. Timber. Natalie Williamson. Toby Page. Rusting Customs Models. Wayne Hayward. Stephen Hill Harris. Rhodey. We already said Rhodey. Jamie Bone. John Reeves. Don't I remember if I said there? Oh, can't remember now. The list gets longer and longer each week. Chancellor NW is in. That's North Wales, if I remember correctly. Yes.
Everyone gets this
Getting
stage.
there. Michael Jackman. I don't know if I said that. Iron Man 129.
One of the Iron Mans then.
Graham McRobert. And I'm down at the bottom now, and that's it. Everybody, yay, woo! Hello, everybody. I didn't read any of the actual messages, but I read the people. So
Yeah, well done. Yeah. Just don't forget, folks, as well. It's what's on the bench and watching your belly as well. So we'll always pick up on that and other things that we always get waylaid and talk about. Just having a look back through the chat. People have just mentioned about Telford, what's going on at Telford. Obviously, Airfix released the Vulcan bomber. Well, they showed the pre-release of it. It'd be released sometime next year.
It was like the unpainted prototype kind of thing, wasn't it? In the show.
Scale's that in, Ted?
1/72. It's quite a huge beast, even at 1/72. But yeah, it's apparently a brand new tooling.
Yeah.
They have listened. Apparently, they said they had listened, and that's what people have wanted.
Well, my man Colin, who's watching out there, that'll be the commission you was on about then, mate.
I remember having one when I was a kid, and I don't know if it was. Did they used to do a 1/48 scale one?
Yeah.
I remember having one as a kid, and it was like the size of a table. It was enormous.
Yeah.
I did also see on the Airfix stand as well. They had a mock-up, a model of the Queen Elizabeth, the aircraft carrier.
I thought you meant the actual Queen.
They were asking, do people want to see that come out as a kit? And, yeah, I'm sure people will. That was a lovely looking kit. So
Now I've just got a fake advert in my head for like new from D'Agostini, the Queen 1-to-1 scale model in 100 parts, part work with working lights.
yeah, but there's lots of other good stuff around there. Lots of squashed kits and boxes and all sorts stacked up with different prices on throughout. Prices how they changed throughout the years. From a frog kit that was priced at 99p and had a £5 stamp on it now, things like that. So yeah, there's lots.
It was funny to see, like, because some of them are like old kits that have been long since discontinued, and you see like an old price label. It's that old one where it was like that shape and then curvy at the end.
Yeah,
That you haven't seen since the 1970s, with like 27p written on it or something.
Yeah, Woolworths. Yeah.
I'd just like to say to Jamie Bone, Beaker has no defence. You know what I mean. I make him squirm every time I see him. Not in that way.
Steady.
Yeah, just thought I'd clarify that. Oh, bless. So yeah, I spoke to chat, not typed. I'm learning.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, I was
Good
impressed.
girl.
I noticed that and thought, yeah.
It's only because I'm sat on my hands, Chris.
Yes, we can tell when you're typing because your hat goes.
Yeah, you called me out earlier when you said, and I looked up and I'm like,
Oh, sussed.
yeah, busted backspace.
Yeah, as we continue, we'll have what's in store, and we'll also talk about what we bought at Telford this year. But what I did buy, but I didn't buy it at Telford. I got an amazing book today. Look at that.
Oh, happy days.
The Book of the Navy.
The Wonder Book of the Navy.
Oh.
Brilliant. It's one of these books that you open it and you instantly hear the voice of the Pathé newsreader. And now we go over to our wonderful boys on the... Yeah, we'll go over to our wonderful boys on the HMS Hood and then we'll talk to them. And, it's brilliant. In fact, can you lock it on me? And
It is locked on you, dude.
Yeah.
It is already locked on you. I'm already ahead of you.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's been locked in you since we started.
Yeah. I've actually got that guy's voice in my head now. The announcer voice.
What I'll do, if I can find the thing to share the screen, I'll show you some of the pictures out of this book. It's fantastic. Share the screen. Share your entire screen. Share. Right, I'll get rid of us and go into the book. I've prepared a little folder.
Ooh, slideshow. Can you make the slideshow not the slide noise, please?
The one I would go over to talk about the wonderful Royal Navy. This goes back. The book. There's an inscription in this book. It was somebody's present in 1956. It shows you how the Royal Navy was at the time. Join the Navy and see the world. Just look at the kit. That's a flying kit. A little bit different to what the Royal Navy pilots used to be, and even the uniforms are quite 60s, aren't they?
Some heavy bell bottom action going on there.
Yeah, some real heavy bell bottom action going on.
Why were bell bottoms the thing in the Navy? What was the point of bell bottoms in the Navy? What?
I think it goes back to something. Probably the guys in chat will tell us. I think it goes back to something in Nelson's day, that there were bell bottoms so they could be rolled up when they were swabbing the decks. They used to be able to roll the trousers up.
I thought it was because when the water splashed over you, it didn't go on your shoes.
Yeah.
I thought it was just to tickle the ivories a bit with a bit of a sea breeze.
I thought it was just because the original pimped.
And also at one time, the Navy used to have creases that ran horizontally on the trousers. I think there was 11 creases.
That seems
Hills and valleys they used to be called. So that's how they rolled the trousers up.
Oh, okay. To facilitate, I suppose. Yeah, if you had normal trousers, they get harder to roll the more further you roll them up. So that does make sense.
Yeah, so that's a tradition where the bell bottoms came from, so I believe. And the next one, training the boys, bayonet fighting exercise. The PT instructor at the back. All PT instructors look like that. Usually an anchor tattooed on one arm and a picture of the Queen tattooed on the other. And yeah, boys, here we have the wonderful boys at bayonet fighting exercise. We go on as well, and then training of the boys. Up the mast. Brilliant. All these photographs just take you back. And here we have indoor hobbies. The training of the boys, indoor hobbies include model making.
I can just hear the guy going, but it's not all work for the boys in the blue. When it's their downtime, they like nothing more than to make things out of wood.
As they're preparing for Telford. What?
Yeah.
So you wonder if model making was compulsory in the Navy. Obviously, somebody's making a camber in the background. Look.
Yeah.
I don't know what that would be. There,
That's a glider, that. That's
it
what
looks
I'm
like. That's probably a Sea Fury.
The thing is, they'd go to all that trouble of making that hand-thrown glider. They throw it off the side, and it'd just land in the sea, and you'd never see it again.
Yeah,
They'd be like, "Oh,
that's it. You're 2,000 miles out at sea, and you've got nowhere to fly your airplane in case it jumps back.
yeah."
So yeah, and there we have the boys relaxing in the mess. A little bit different to what they have today. Smoking a pipe, playing chess and darts. Yeah.
Yes. When it's downtime, the boys like to play chess, smoke their pipes, and shoot people on the Xbox.
They're not playing Battleship, are they? That would be bad taste on a Battleship, I assume.
Yeah, you sunk my battleship.
So there we have it. I'll stop sharing now. We'll go back. Yeah, go back. Yeah, that's the Wonder Book of the Navy. I couldn't resist it. It was in the, when you go in Tesco now and they've got a charity sort of box full of old books done it for 50p. I couldn't turn it down.
No, you can't say no to that.
And what was the year inside the cover?
1956. It was a present from Mr. and Mrs. Campbell to Michael. Christmas 1956.
Why were people in the 50s always called Campbell? I don't get that. There's always name
Campbell, Crawford.
I've got books from the 50s that have got the name Campbell in them. It's really weird. There's lots of Campbells around in the 50s.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. So that's where I got. Anyway, we'll go on to what did we buy at Telford? Did you buy anything, folks? By any chance?
Yes.
Went with.
We're going through one by one, or okay.
Yeah.
Yes. I what did I get? I had bought for me. Paul from Glue to the Sprue likes to buy me Telford tat every year.
Good old.
And in the past, I have received a little man and woman naked man and woman, but because they're French, the lady has high heels on.
The lady isn't naked, yeah.
Yeah, they're like artist models, and you're supposed to build them and paint them, but because it's French, the man is naked and the lady is naked apart from high heels because French, obviously.
Yeah.
And I got the best thing ever the other year. I got a bag of tank tracks.
Good
Just
bag.
like hundreds of random tank tracks.
Yeah. And have you finished them yet?
Yeah, I made them into a giant tank track. I treated each one as an individual link. I've got like a kilometre of tank tracks now. But this year I haven't got it in front of me now, but I got a very old AMT figure kit of Odo from Deep Space Nine. But it's not in the box, it's just in the bag. And there's like the label from the box because it's
Is that the one where he's stood in a very strange mincy type position of?
Yeah, he's kind of going.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, right? This is the thing. It's vinyl. It's a vinyl kit.
Oh.
So it has instructions. I've actually kept the instructions. Like the actual how to build is like one sheet. There you go, build it, whatever.
Yeah, run it under the warm tap. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole separate page of actually how to make vinyl kits to get up the tap, glue it, do this.
Yeah.
Weird. So that's gonna be fun. And there's obviously no surface The head is really nice. It looks like Odo. It looks like Rene Auberjonois in makeup.
Is that the one where they give you about 3 inches of extra vinyl at every joint? that you have to
Mostly his
forward?
neck. Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend
but
that like that.
Yeah, so the head is a beautiful sculpt, but the rest of it is just like there's not a lot of detail, and it for some reason comes with this bucket as well.
when you say the head's a beautiful sculpt, but the rest of it's got no detail, the head's got no detail.
Well, no, it
Because
does.
that's how it's meant to be.
Yeah. No. I mean, they actually make it. Whoever they got to do the sculpt really did a really good job of making it look like Odo. It really does look like, Rene
Somebody with
Auberjonois.
no face.
Well, you know what Odo looks like,
Yeah.
but it's got the sad puppy dog eyes.
Yeah.
But the uniform is like it's just really bland. There's no creases or texture on that at all. It's just quite flat. So that's going to be a challenge to paint. I also got. What else did I get? I've kind of forgotten all the things I got now. I've got some like essential stuff like sanders and thinners and stuff. But I did treat myself to a kit. There was a store. We went past a store that was selling lots of old stuff you can't get in this part of the world. Vintage 1980s Gunpla. Like proper 1989, 1990, late 80s, early 90s Gunpla. Before they had Master Grade and Perfect Grade, and when it was real garbage, basically, when they were really garbage kits. And he had loads of these things, but something caught my eye. None of them caught my eye because I know they're kind of not fun to build, but something caught my eye. And what I got is this. Hello. It is the. I've got to read it backwards now. It's going to be backwards for you guys, isn't it?
Yes, but no.
Yes.
But yes.
Yeah.
It is. I'll read it in backwards text. It says Space Pirate Battleship Arcadia, second ship, Phantom Death Shadow conversion, original comic version. It's from Space Captain Pirate, Captain Space Harlock, Captain Space Pirate, Captain Harlock. I'm aware of what Space Captain Pirate Captain Harlock is. I've never seen it. And it's the same guy that designed the ships for the Space Battleship Yamato. But it looks awesome. Yeah. I don't know if it even exists anymore. It's a Hasegawa kit. And it looks awesome. It's a space ship with piratical stuff and even a wooden poop deck.
Oh, cool.
Now I've seen the artwork on the side of the box. It doesn't look too dissimilar to the Yamato.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's very similar, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. It's basically a pirate ship, but a pirate spaceship. So it's got like a skull and crossbones. And this bit at the back here, even though it's probably like about 300 feet long, is a wooden poop deck.
Has it got a lighting kit in there for you so you can do a bit of electricity?
No, but it does have lots of gold filigree on it, like if you see on the artwork.
Oh, nice.
There,
Embellished.
which is raised up a little bit so you can paint it, or they
Yeah.
also give you decals as well to cover it up. I'll just try and paint it. So I've never watched Space Captain Pirate Captain Harlock. All I know about them is they have really bad peaked caps and collars that come up like that.
Oh,
That tall.
Elvis shirts.
Yeah, proper Elvis jump shirts. So, but yeah, I saw that and I thought that looks awesome. I need to buy that, and then so I'm going to put it in my stash forever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I treated myself to anyway. So I got myself that.
Cool. And Chris, I don't think you got much. You're a bit like me, didn't you?
I got very little. I bought a couple of tools. I got myself a cheap panel line scribing tool
Look at my tools.
and a cheap mini saw blade thing that you can't see because it's got saw blades on it. Couple of 3 different saw blades on there. Just a couple of tools that I didn't have and saw and thought I'd better get something while I'm in all the way in Telford. I'm not driving all that way and coming back with nothing. So yeah, that was it.
A little bit like me. I go to Telford, as I've always been telling everybody, I go to Telford with a huge shopping list and usually come back with nothing, and then get home and say, "I wish I'd have bought that now." But yeah, what I did get this year though is I bought this from Mitch's Military Models. It's a 120mm scale 8th Army figure, which is in resin, which I'm going to practice my painting skills on. I haven't got painting this in oils. I'm going to have a go in oils.
Oh, nice.
I have heard good things about his casts and molds because they're the ones that those companies, they don't do massive long like Forge Word style runs where they print off thousands. They do as many as they can, but they keep them small runs, so you always get good quality.
Yeah, I must say, I won't open it now because it's all wrapped up. I must say the detail on the resin casting is superb, and there doesn't seem to be any pitting or holes or anything like that. And it does seem that they have a bit of a quality control because if these guys attend any of the events, they have a big box of misshapes, so you can root through them. So obviously, them misshapes are not going to go in the boxes. The quality control are filtered out and then just thrown, and you can buy like 3 or 4 heads for £6. So like
doesn't our friend Paul like to go for all the sort of the little cheapy misshaped things to practice on and stuff? Is that what Paul does?
They make good little practice beds, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, he normally gets a few of the little head versions.
I got one of the heads a few years ago. You probably can't see it now because it's painted black. Just a head. That's all it is, and it was in the scrap box because the peak cap was a bit deformed. Put a bit of a cleaning up. I'll practice on that before I have a go on that figure there. All I've got to do now is just work out the right work out the right colour for 8th Army uniform. So it won't be too difficult to do. So we'll look forward to that. It's just a little side job. I probably won't film it or anything. I'll just take some pictures.
Yeah, I tend to do me figures away from or in between the YouTube channel work and that. It's that sort of
just about
time out from the channel. I'll do a bit of figure work.
Yeah,
painting figures on making a video of painting figures is one of the hardest things you can do.
Yeah,
for me because I paint little tiny dudes, but for anybody else because you really are concentrating and doing lots of slow things that don't make good videos.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you can't use the C a lot because you've got your head right down into it, and you're just seeing the back of the ball patch developing on the back of your head. So
yeah, we're all old guys with bad eyesight, as everybody found out when I made them wear my glasses yesterday.
Oh, that hurt.
So we always get close to our little things when we paint them.
That hurt wearing your glasses.
Yeah, for some reason I decided to make everybody wear my glasses and take pictures, and they all put my glasses on and were like, "Whoa, I can see molecules." We have a few comments in chat about the stuff we've shown.
yeah, that's all.
Dave Cardboard and Sprue and Glue give me facts about Odo, that he lives in a bucket and his uniform was part of him. I do know that. But Odo's uniform kind of has texture to it, even though it's part of him. But the model is just smooth. So, yeah, it's a bit flat. It's like they really took the time making the face, but the figure is just kind of smooth. Yeah. It's a bit lifeless. They could have given it some creases and stuff, but yeah. What else have we got? Zadster looked at that Arcadia ship and went, Adacra, because it was the wrong way around. Yes. Let's have a look. What else did it say?
Find out where you are.
Says needs more lasers.
Needs more lasers. British Army soldier on duty at a cement factory, Ted.
Oh, right.
So just painting resin colour, basically.
Just looking back.
Anders Eriksson says, a poop deck, is it where the toilets are found on a ship? And Butcher, that model, says, Foxx, the poop deck, is it made from logs? To both of you.
Yeah, SpiddyQ8 is annoyed with me because I didn't get the Tamiya Mark II scriber that we've been talking about privately. I didn't, because I figured I'm not going to do a lot of scribing. It's the first time I've ever tried using one, so I thought I'd get one that's half the price.
Yeah. I must admit, yeah, you did pick it up. You did pick it up, then discounted it and thought, well, I could do these for one of them.
Paul at Team Inept says that Mitch's casts are very good. I'll rephrase that a little bit.
Yeah.
We were wondering, actually, when we were talking about the Tamiya scribing panel line scriber Mark II. Does anyone remember if there was ever a panel line scriber Mark 1?
I think that was just a basic blade and handle. The
Mark
Mark II
was a fixed blade that you used to slide in and just twist the handle, wasn't it? I mean, I've got the Mark II.
I've got that. It's got a little hidey hole for extra blades. It's great.
Yeah, the one I got has not got any of that. The blade's fixed to the hand. This is probably the Mark 1, but it's just different branding. But yeah. So I shall have fun with that, playing around when I do next thing that might need some extra lines put into it.
Yeah, it's like you buy tools and then they just lie around in the box and you never get used because you.
Yeah. I mean, I find like my two most valuable, apart from brushes and stuff, the two tools I treasure the most are my Citadel scriber and my Citadel seam line remover and my Tamiya scribing tool. But the Tamiya scribing tool is brilliant, but the moment you take it out of the package, it just corrodes. It's just you get that kind of corroded steel look, and it's like, oh, it still works. It just looks scruffy. Butcher, that model, says, I'm amazed at how good Fox's eyes are to see through them things. They were much better before I had to see through these things.
No, I put them on and didn't notice any different.
Michael Jackman says, Foxx, why don't you read your camera manual so that you can find the reverse corrector switch? There is a switch. It doesn't make any difference. I shall do it now. Let me press the reverse button. Hang on. Mirrored.
Yeah, makes no iota of difference.
Yeah, it's a limitation of Google Hangouts that it always makes you see yourself reversed. And the way we're doing this stream is we're capturing a Google Hangout through streaming software. So you're not just watching a Hangout, you're watching the Hangout on my computer. So that's why I'm always a lot better quality image than everybody else, and there's no way to reverse me. So
yeah. Thank you, Google.
Yeah, thank you, Google. Okay, Google, shut up, Google. Yeah. So it's the small price you have to pay for being able to get a show. Yeah, it's fun, but I'm not reversed.
Spid says he can't read his manual because it's printed in reverse.
Moving on. Team Inept says the two tools I treasure the most are Chris and Foxx. Hero Week, try the fish. Hero Week, try the fish.
Yeah,
you did it, Paul.
What about us two, though? Have you feeling a bit left out now, Colin?
You're probably number 3.
Get this really nice figure of the Invisible Man when I went to Telford.
Oh yeah, we found that box. Yeah.
So yeah.
Ted did find the Visible Man.
Yeah.
I took a photograph of Ted holding. There's an old Revell kit called the Vis. You know how I did a half a horse?
Yeah, the anatomical
Yeah.
geezer. Yeah.
It's basically a bloke, half transparent, so it's half a bloke with certain bits missing. And being Revell, of course, it doesn't look anything like an actual human being in terms of.
It was like the dinosaur, wasn't it? The Revell dinosaur. That
God.
Yeah.
There was a box of a kit of a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and the box was like this big. And it's like, big, massive Tyrannosaurus Rex kit. And it looked nothing like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's like you had one job. Your kit is one thing.
It did. It looked just like the Tyrannosaurus Rex from Toy Story.
Yeah, it looked like, well, the armor on its back and arms was like quilting, and the armor on its chest was like the chin of a humpback whale. And it's like, doesn't look anything like a Tyrannosaurus I've ever seen in my entire life, or any kind of dinosaur. So
Can I just let Colin's in the chat again?
Is he? Oh. But yes, anyway, this chap that Ted found, which was this invisible, half invisible, was called the Amazing Visible Man. And I'm like, it's kind of the best and the worst name for a model kit ever.
Sorry, it's a cat going in and out.
Yay, cat. We demand cat action, Ted.
You could obviously see that kit had been passed from pillar to post and around because the cellophane was still on it, but the cellophane had yellowed.
Yeah.
Still on the top.
It's had many careful owners, none of which any of them wanted to actually open it and make it. It's like, oh, really?
Yeah, you could see it going around schools, couldn't you, as a tombola prize?
Yeah.
I think, can you ask your mum and dad if you got any prizes for a tombola? Give that kit.
Yeah, you've got to be very careful about regifting things like that because everybody's already had it.
Yeah. When there's like 22 price labels on it, you're like, okay, this has done the rounds.
Yeah.
And Erickson said model making cat. Yeah, model making cat has just been a pest tonight.
Or as we like to call it, a cat.
Yeah, the cat doesn't.
No, I mean, you don't need to say pest.
The thing
just
is,
cat
what
will
we
do.
don't know is behind him, the cat's at the bench with the Optivisor on, sort of gluing bits together. Model making cat, actually.
Yeah.
We did miss a bit on belly and bench, didn't we? It's all the way gone all the way up here.
Did we do belly and bench? I don't remember doing it.
We haven't done it yet.
Belly and bench, but I think the chat moved on.
Yeah, I think he got distracted by Telfordy things.
Yeah, because I found one there. Frankie goes to Hobwood, pasture in his belly, and on the bench he's trying to finish the R5 Turbo Rally.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Jamie Bone says bench, Revel 132nd I-16, belly, 6-pack of What's It crisps, and a tin of shortbread.
I have no idea where you guys are.
Belly. I just scrolled up till I saw something food related.
Oh, okay. Ray from Malta's in. Hi, Ray.
Hi, Ray.
No,
we met Ray yesterday.
Back through chat. Dave Butcher that model says, "Yeah, Ted's picked tonight. Yeah, it's my what's in store tonight. So hopefully it's a boat and a ship, another ship and a boat and a Warhammer. Yeah. I didn't pick any Warhammer tonight, but it's in stock. It's in stock now. Yeah.
Yes, I will do a thing later on about that.
All right. Yeah.
I've just remembered.
Coming later in the show, Foxx will tell us all about the Warhammer.
Yeah, we better put aside an extra half hour for that.
Yeah.
No, I'll keep it simple.
We'll do it at the end of the show, then we can bog off and we can just leave
Yeah,
Foxx.
we'll just leave Foxx here. He's got the buttons anyway, so that's all right.
That's it.
I'll keep it. I'll do the kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
Cynical Steve says bench, adding more greeblies and a landing pad to the hangar bay. Belly is crumpets.
Oh,
Crumpet.
Crumpet.
Did Colin say it?
Crumpet.
There you go.
Fork handles.
Crumpets and fork handles.
Crumpet with like 6 A's in the middle. Crumpet.
Yeah, Spidey's got a jam sponge pudding in his belly. Happy days.
Stewpot says bench T800 gun from Hatchet, just broken it down, ready to spray. Chris will know belly, chicken curry.
Flanker S35 says currently waiting for a box full of Mr. Colour to arrive. I'm not sure which bit of that is the food though. Which is that bench or belly? David Butch, that model, says belly, chili bench, a hot toddy Foxx gave me, and germ. I have to say, when I got back from the show yesterday, I suddenly felt like I was coming down with a cold or like, the kind of bug you get at the end of an event. But I went to bed and woke up and I was fine. So I obviously didn't have and germ.
Well, you did have. You just gave it to Dave, so you haven't got it anymore.
That's it.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Sounds fair. Natalie Williamson, who we met yesterday, says belly, garlic chicken Kievs with chips and sweet corn. Bench, the 172nd RNLI 7-class lifeboat, treated myself at Telford.
Yeah.
No, I not only bought it, but starting to build it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Phil Lewis in the belly's got leftover stew. Oh,
Ooh.
on the bench is trying to complete various figures to be used on the Tamiya Panther D. Ooh.
Spiddy Q8 says, when Ted was a kid, Telford was all fields. And you know the worst. You know the worst bit is when I was a kid growing up, there was some
The,
fields at the back of
the
my
IPMS
house.
show was in a tent.
It was in a tent. Yeah, there's like some houses at the back of where I live, and I can genuinely walk up to them and go, when I was a kid, this was all fit, because it was,
Mm.
and that makes me feel so old. Because the houses look really old now. It's like, oh.
I'm still trying to find out where you are.
Oh, we're down the bottom now.
George Taylor says, Belly barbecue chicken pizza bench back on the Wingnuts Eindecker. That's an ongoing project, that one, isn't it? It's been going for a while.
Mm.
Yeah.
Michael
it, though.
Jackman, bench 124th Mosquito, now in Invasion Stripe camo.
Ooh,
belly,
nice.
it moves. Belly, zilch due to Jippy tummy. I hope you get better, Michael Jackman.
Yeah, just eat lots of toast. It soaks all the stuff up. David Moore says bench pewter. I think he's rebuilding the computer. Belly. There's punctuation here. Bench pewter belly egg. I'll add some punctuation. Bench pewter belly egg, chips, beans, sausage, and black pudding. Get in. Black pudding is correct. Always correct.
Oh, I just had an urge this morning for breakfast. I just wanted bacon and egg buns.
Oh,
nice.
I didn't want it on bread. I wanted buns and I wanted bacon and egg. Not egg, bacon, sausage, and all the rest. It was bacon and egg.
Well, when I went down yesterday with Dad, aka Mike Mountain, and Dave, butcher that model, we stopped off at McDonald's to have a breakfast. I've not had a McDonald's breakfast in years, and I was going to get up this morning and go to McDonald's to get. But
That's because McDonald's usually stop serving by the time you get up.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, I was gutted to find out they don't serve the actual breakfast anymore. You get the tray with the sausage and the square of egg, and they don't get that anymore. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So I got a breakfast McMuffin thing, and then when I'd eaten that, I really wished I'd had like 4. So
yeah, you need more than one of them.
Yeah, I know that now.
I had the urge for a greasy spoon fry up for some reason.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
You never need to question that.
I'm getting the urge now, but
So much. Yeah, we need to know. We need to stop. You know what happened after last week's show? And we talked about food. I had to go to McDonald's
Yeah, I know. I saw
at midnight. Because after the show, we made the joke in our conversation about McDonald's being 24 hours, and then I had to. Yeah.
See, I'm pretty lucky because I had a stealth stash of sustenance arrive. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I looked downstairs and there were like cans of tomato soup, which is the peas of the soup world. So I'm like, it's going to be McDonald's, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. George Taylor confirms he's a very slow builder. It takes him 5 to 6 months to finish a Wingnuts kit.
Graham says he's got the Revell 144 space shuttle and launch tower on the go. That'll upset Dad. He wants one.
Oh, Dad was looking at one of them yesterday, wasn't he?
Mm.
He was fondling the package. He was like feeling the quadritaire.
Yeah.
But he didn't get it in the end. He was having a moment, wasn't he, with that?
That's a hell of a lot of plastic as well, the shuttle launch umbilical tower. I've got the Apollo 11 one, and it's a serious bit of gear.
Mm.
Well, he was like fondling the box, and he was like, oh, but but it was like too expensive, so
yeah.
He was like, nah. Flanker S35 says Belly confirms the food. He says Belly, southern fried chicken with crinkly chips, correct. Carrots, chips, peas, and fancy broccoli. Oh, fancy broccoli, not just broccoli, but fancy broccoli. Fancy broccoli with all ketchup bench, waiting for the paints to finish the SU-35. So yeah, there you go. That's better. We all need all the food details. When we say bench and belly, the belly is the important bit.
Anders says bench is on hold for obvious reasons. Belly, Burger King, Bacon XXL at Amsterdam Airport this evening. A sandwich with Swedish meatballs.
Yeah, because he's on his way back home, isn't he? Still on his way back home at the moment.
Mm.
Wayne Lazenby says Foxx. Hello. That's all he just says Foxx. He puts a little Foxx picture, so I'm assuming it's hello. Cynical Steve says you need to go to Frankie and Benny's and have the breakfast pizza, which is exactly as it sounds and flipping lush.
Yeah.
That means getting out of bed though and going into town.
Evening, Nevboat.
Yep, Nevbo's in. Evening all. Sorry, I'm late.
Evening all. Sorry, I'm late. Yeah, you're forgiven this time, but don't make a habit of it.
Yeah, don't forget, of course, Nevbo is one of our fellow eModels builders. He's currently working his way through the enormous 124th Hellcat build. Video went up last week, so do go and check it out. He's got past some fit issues on the torso. Then, God, the fuselage. I don't do planes on the belly, and he's doing the wings and bits now. So go and check it out.
Anders has got home. He got home at 5:30 CET, which I think it means like 3:30 in the morning here or something.
Central European time, innit?
Yeah.
So it's an hour on for us, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, silly early time in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm glad you made it home safe.
Great. Graham McRobert says, also, I'm going to do a diorama for the shuttle with a launch plus smoke I built one before and sold it. Nice. Get some light in the smoke so you get like the lit effect. I like when people do that.
Flanker says, how can he become an eModels builder? Well, if you are interested in becoming an eModels builder, it's not easy, by the way. It's just you can submit a video to us via the you can submit it to us by ted@emodels.co.uk.
Don't send the video. Put the video on your YouTube channel and send us a link to it.
And link to it,
With mine, I did the audition video, put a link up on the G Drive, and emailed you guys the link, and you can be successful.
Yeah. Well, like I say, if we do get people asking, and what we would say is, we're looking for people that have some slight experience of doing videos and stuff, because we're looking for tutorials. We're not looking for, here's a thing I built, there you go, done. We're looking for kind of tutorials. So we want to see a little demo video that's, just showing us a look at stuff you've done, but also looking at, how you present something to someone to teach them. So an example of you teaching somebody how to do something, be it building or painting or whatever. Doesn't really matter, as long as we get to see what you're like as a tutor, as a teacher. There is a video on this eModels channel. I don't know if it's the one on the front page or if it's in there somewhere, but there is a video explaining it. But if you're not sure, just have a look at the kind of videos we do. It's all about tutorials, so we want you to be teaching someone how to do it. You do get videos where people just say, here's me building a kit, and it's all time-lapse stuff with music, and they're not explaining anything. We don't want that. We want you to be talking to the viewer and explaining it and showing how you do these things. So have a look and see.
Yeah, you also need to know your way around sort of an editing suite and your way around cameras and things like that. So, a shaky hand cam doesn't do the job.
Yeah. If you send us a video in portrait mode, it gets binned instantly. Now, the most important thing is, if that sounds like we're saying you need an existing YouTube channel with like billions of subscribers and lots of videos and lots of experience, we don't mean that. It's nice if you've got it. But if you've got like 2 videos on your channel and one of them is your cat, that's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll still put you in the pile. We will look at everybody's submissions. If you don't hear from us, don't panic. It just means that perhaps we can see this potential, but we want to see more content appear on your channel over time to see how you develop it. We won't come back to you and say, thanks for the video, it was absolute pants, here's why we didn't like it, because that's not very motivating. So if you don't hear from us, it just means we're going to keep an eye on you for a bit and see how you go. Because it might be that we think, oh, you're really good, but I just want to see you do a few more videos first.
Yeah.
So just basically, just do your YouTube thing.
You've got to remember, we get people sort of asking daily, and we get links being sent to us daily, and we obviously can't reply to them all and everything, and because it takes us a little bit of time for us all to see the video as well.
Yeah.
If we see
we do go channel hopping and observe people's stuff and let people know, if you've seen this person's work, you might want to pop over and have a look. And, it's just random, isn't it?
Phil Lewis has just turned up. Apparently, YouTube's just notified him that the live stream started. So welcome.
Yay! Thanks, YouTube. Right. Thanks, Obama. But I mean, don't take it as a bad sign that you don't hear from us. There are people, like Colin put a video into us, and it was months before we got back to him and said, "Yeah, go on, mate."
Yeah.
So a lot of it is just that it takes us a while to get around to actually going back to you and saying, "Yes, can you make some videos?" But one thing I would say, if you think it's just a way to get a free kit, don't bother.
No.
Yeah.
We're not looking for someone because we don't want people to join because they want to get free stuff, because you don't get paid for this, and when you finish the model, you give it back to eModels to go in their cabinet.
Yeah.
So it's not a gig to get free stuff, and if that's the only reason you want to do it, don't submit.
And
We're
we all
looking-
make sobbing noises as we leave eModels after giving them our kit.
Well, especially with that
Yeah,
eagle.
yeah, you spend 3 years building a kit and then you can't even keep it. You
Yeah.
Miss
So
it,
we
miss
we
it.
want
Yeah.
we want to. I miss that eagle the same way I miss my Land Rover. But we want to
You
see.
pined for it.
I do pine, and I've lost the weight to prove it. I've lost the weight from my
Oh,
leg or
When
something.
you were looking at it in the cabinet, it was.
The bottom lip was going. I'm like,
Beard quiver. I was like,
I know.
However, when I took the submarine back and give them her, it was quick, run.
oh
No,
yeah,
they-
you pulled a right flanker there. It's
Yeah,
like,
'cause-
not my problem now.
Yeah, but the funny thing was when you took that submarine back, it was their bottom lip going.
Where am I going to put it?
Yeah. So yeah, we'll take a look at your submissions, and if we think you've got potential as a teacher, just in your mind, just think all we're interested in is, can you teach someone to do in an interesting way? We don't want you to copy us. We don't want you to copy. It doesn't matter. Find your own style. We expect everybody to have their own style, but it's all about teaching. So. Be funny, be serious. It doesn't really matter. We want a mixture of all different styles of people. So we're not going to ask you to do a certain style, but we want you to teach. If you just do show and tell, that's not what we're looking for. Not really. Occasionally we'll do it, but it's not like the majority of the content. We want you to say, here's what I'm going to do. Here's how I'm doing it. You want to teach people how to do stuff.
I took some persuading to put a video in, but I'm glad I did. It was about 6 months after I put it in. I'd forgotten about it. And then it was like, oh, by the way. It's like,
Because we've had the conversation where we've received videos and we've all got together and said, I like this person's stuff, but they're a little rough around the edges, so let's just give them a few months to see what other videos that come up on their channel. Because the ones we've had so far, it's generally tend to be people that have got some content already because they've been doing a little bit. But you don't have to. But we'll generally, if we don't take someone on straight away, we'll be like, let's just watch them for a bit and see what other content, see what other stuff they do. Or it might be that they're doing stuff that isn't really what eModels do, but we'll still keep an eye on them, see what comes up on their channel. So just get there's no harm in putting something in, but don't worry if you don't hear from us. It doesn't mean that nothing's happening.
I mean, this is where the guest builder idea is going to come into its own, isn't it? At the end of the day, because it's giving us the opportunity to showcase people as well as giving them the opportunity to have a go. And
We have had people that have they've tried it and didn't like it and left and never bought again. So
I mean, we have got quite good at instantly spotting people who are just doing it because they want to get YouTube views, or they want to get free stuff, or they want to get a boost for their channel. Yeah, we can spot that. But we will be doing like Colin said, guest builds, where it might be that we might find someone that we don't necessarily take them on straight away, but we'll give them a test run, like a D'Agostini test print where you get the first 5 issues and then you don't get anything after that.
Yeah, we'll send you one sprue and see what you can do with it.
Yeah. So yeah, it might be for some people we do like a test series. So here, we'll tell you what, we'll do you a test series. Do this build. There you go. We'll see how you get on. And it might be they do another one after that. They might not. It's up to them. But get your videos in and get submitted, and we'll always be happy to have a look.
Spidey's saying in the chat, it took you all months to understand what I was saying. Well, as host, Foxx gets subtitles when on my stream, so yeah.
I just missed all of that because my headphone was being weird.
That's right. Fox doesn't understand was basically the gist of it. So that makes perfect sense. Great timing.
Yeah, we just nodded, Chris.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Paula Team Inept says eModels make sobbing noises when Chris leaves his kit.
These I say the upside is you get to build it, paint it, then give it back, saving you space at home.
Yeah, that's true, especially if you build big kits like I do.
Yes.
The one I fetch the box on, where are you going to put that? Says the wife. And that's going where?
You've also got that satisfaction when you do take something back to the guys at eModels. You get to see that look that they all give, that sort of, oh yeah. And that for me was a buzz. It's the first time I had experienced it. So if any of you are thinking of applying, do so, because
that is the thing as well, because you need to be available to take your model back or give it back to eModels in some shape.
Yeah, I mean, you can post it, but good luck if it gets trashed. Or good luck if sending something this big in the post, it's going to cost you a fortune.
Yeah.
So you need to be ideally able to drop your models off at least once a year. So
And it gives us a chance to all get together as well, rather
Yeah.
than talking over the airwaves and
Yeah.
typing and texting and things like that.
Do keep in mind, it's not us necessarily that always have the final say of who we take on, because obviously the big boss,
Yeah.
not that big boss, the other big boss, because one exists and one doesn't. The big boss does have ultimately final say. So,
Right. Anyway,
of course, having said all that, if somebody says I'll do the Dora, we'll just pay them.
there was a door
won't.
in Telford, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't actually see it. Bizarrely, I didn't notice it anywhere. I failed to find it.
Yeah, nobody could get through the door. You had to shuffle around it to get in the show. So, yeah.
Reese is in. Reese from RJC Models Official. Don't see him very often. Welcome, Reese.
Is it time for your store yet, Ted?
It's about time. Yeah, I was just going to say it's about time to get onto the store.
Shall I lock it on you, Ted Watercus? Or do I need to do the preamble?
Yeah, you do the preamble first because you're good at that.
You get your shizzle sorted out.
And I'll get everything sorted out.
Okay, right. Ted's going to do his what's in store, and as you know, with all our what's in stores, there is an theme, and whoever gets the theme right wins. Is it a mug still or a stick? I can't remember now. It's a mug, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't heard that there's new mugs yet, but there will be new mugs soon.
Yeah.
They are
At the moment, they're out of stock of mugs, so your name's just going to go on the list. Once I know when they're back in.
So yeah, what we're going to do is there will be a theme, and when Ted has shown all the stuff that's what's in store, he'll come back on screen. His visage will fill your screen with happy times. His beautiful face will appear, and he'll say, "What is the theme?"
Said he's going to do the Dora.
Oh, there you go. Well done, there, bud.
He said something else as well, but I didn't read that.
Yeah, no, I only see. He said, "I'll do the Dora !" And then the screen cuts off.
Yeah,
He's volunteered. Ted will come after he's shown everything. He'll come on screen and say, "What's the theme? Go." Don't answer until he says go. If you answer before, we'll ignore it. We'll point at you and we'll laugh maniacally at you. Now, there's always a gap between the video and the chat by this point. There's a bit of a lag because we've been going for about an hour. So before you do anything, you need to hit the refresh button on your browser, which is traditionally up there if you're using Chrome. No idea with other browsers, but you should be using Chrome. It's up there somewhere. Hit refresh button. And then when it's refreshed, drag the YouTube slider all the way to the right-hand side, or hit F5, either will do. And that will make sure that your lag between chat and the video is minimum. And don't forget, just because you're first on your chat doesn't mean you are first in the real chat. You need to be first in that chat there. That's the chat that YouTube sees. So it's whoever's first. Am I looking at it on my screen? I can't tell. You need to be first in that chat there.
A little bit to your further.
A little bit to my further.
It's further than that. It's even further than that. A little bit more than that. No, not behind you. Further off to the side. bit more, about there.
Right there. Yeah, so it's whoever's first in that chat. So don't, just because you're first on your screen, don't think you're first. Doesn't mean you're first. Anyway, I shall hand you back to Ted because Ted's probably now sorted all his stuff out now. By now, he won't have done. Are you, Ted?
Forgot about it now.
Yeah. I'm just about to press some buttons and things will all go drastically wrong. So I want to disappear. Just hang on, and I'll come back.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Is it locked on me so I can do a screen share?
It is locked on you now, Ted Watercus.
Right. And don't forget, you've done all that bit. Don't forget till I come back. And remember, I can't see the chat. These guys have to keep me posted while I'm showing you what's in store.
Yes.
About what's going on in chat.
And can I point out, I didn't get the theme again. I never get the theme.
It is pretty easy though. But
I know. That's why I didn't get it.
Yeah. Don't overthink it. It's simple. It's easy.
Yeah.
And it was easy for me this week because I just typed something into eModels and hundreds of things came up. So
that's one of your special searches on a Friday night, Ted. We don't want to know about that. Stuart Hislop says, highlight of my week, Ted's bits.
Okay.
That's another search we don't want to know about.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Right, I'm going to share the screen. Share the screen, it says.
Stand by for carnage.
And share. Right. Well,
why does it always go to me when you do a screen share?
Yeah, right. Can we see the first? No, can we?
Yes, we can see it. Yeah.
This is the ICM 116 SWAT team leader. 100% you mold.
He's doing a bit of a dance move there. He's doing a bit of a shuffle.
Yeah. This is 116, so it's going to be quite big. Biggish.
I don't understand the pose. I have to be honest and say I don't understand his pose.
He's just something on the floor. He's looking for it.
It's either advancing or he's just about to challenge somebody. Because I used to dress like that.
I think he's about to break out into a Russian dance. We are Russian dancing men.
Yeah.
We've got people guessing already, but I don't think they're being serious. George Taylor says the theme is gin. And LP says the theme is models that look like Foxx.
Yeah. If somebody says gin, it's pointless going on now, isn't it? It's already
I'd be
guessed.
quite happy if somebody thought I looked like a svelte and muscly trained up SWAT guy. To be honest,
I think so,
rather
the
than
vehicle behind him.
rather than a
We
slightly.
could do SWAT, couldn't we? SWAT,
Yeah.
I'll blow your brains out.
Stuart Hislop asks if I've recovered from my cut finger. My thumb is recovering nicely, thank you.
Oh,
There was Stabberty at the weekend.
But anyway, this is a 1/16. This would go very well with the Oshkosh, wouldn't it? If you painted the Oshkosh
Yeah.
as a SWAT truck, it'd go quite well with it. Yeah, anybody that likes painting figures. Now, it looks like it's in resin, but it's not. It's in plastic. But everything's in this kit, and even a little stand.
Little display base.
Yeah, cool. It looks quite good. It looks. I've never built ICM stuff, so I don't know what the moulding or anything are like. But
Apparently they are very, very good. Remember, we gave away the Canadian Mountie with dog once.
Oh, yeah.
I looked at that when I saw this one. I'd looked at that as well, and
Yeah.
I was wondering which one of the two to put up. But this one came up first.
Yeah. It was very good. It's just that the dog didn't look like the awesome husky on the box. It was more like a Labrador. It's like, oh, not the same.
Right.
It's not really a valid complaint, though, is it? It's the wrong dog.
It looks like you've got a selection of ground textures to put him on. So there you go.
Colin's typing again. We know these, Colin. We can see when you do it. Because your words go into the box.
So, excellent. Yeah, ICM 1/16 SWAT team leader, 100% new mold. So yeah, these are obviously new toolings.
Things like this, there's a lot of people that look at these and think, why would you want to buy a single figure? But the truth of these are, they're really simple to build. They're not expensive, but you can spend a long time painting them. You can spend weeks painting this because you can get into, because it's such a small scale, you can get into things like oil paints and other effects that you wouldn't normally do on figures. So if you're wanting to get into figure painting, before you go and buy an expensive resin figure of some sort, try out some of these because they are really big and they're really great to play with, you know, with the paints and stuff. So.
And it's that step up from 1/35th, isn't it? I suppose everybody's painting 1/35th scale figures. This is the next step up. So I got 1/16.
Frankie Goes Tobywood says it looks exactly like the Revell SWAT officer. It's entirely possible that Revell could have reboxed it because Revell reboxes everybody. So I would suspect it's probably an ICM kit that Revell have reboxed as well.
It just say 100% new mold. So how new a new mold it is, or how old the old are. So I don't know. Anyway, that's the ICM 1/16 SWAT team leader. Item number #16101.
I'll be disappointed if ICM doesn't stand for incredibly cool models or something equally 1990s.
Yeah, we make up our own words for the
massive big tank.
Massive big tank. Now we've got the next one. Now I don't know why I chose this because I've got two things that are made by Vallejo.
If you don't know why you chose it, how are we going to find out?
I do it to myself. This is Vallejo book. Valero, yeah. Then paint manufacturing people. Made a fantastic book. It's got 100 pages. It doesn't tell us anything else about it. It doesn't show us what's in the book. However, eModels don't just sell models; they sell books to go along with them. And there's lots of good reference books. I often find a reference book is easier to look at than the computer because you can thumb through the pages. You can you can get backwards and forwards easier rather than try to click on all the tabs, try to find your place and things like that.
Yeah.
But lots of ideas in books like this. And for $12.49, roasting and chipping gives you all the techniques and the ideas. And what I would suspect is that this car on the front will be will be the feature within the book, and then they'll show all the techniques and stuff that they use to achieve that effect. So,
yeah, I find things like, YouTube is a great place to get the inspiration and to see how other people do things. But when it comes to actually you doing the painting or weathering in anger or the technique or whatever it is, it's good to have physical reference, like a reference guide like this in front of you, so you can refer to it. Like Ted says, you can have the brush on the model and have the picture by your side. You're not having to move an iPad around or lean across. So I use both. I use, the internet and YouTube, but as we'll also use, I've still got my copy of the In Combat Painting Mechas book, the ammo one, and I've had it for a few years now, and I still refer to it all the time because it's got lots of breakdowns, and they've also got lots of stuff in there that's just great inspiration.
Yeah,
Just
I've got
leafing
the
through it.
rusting and chipping one when I won that plastic Corvette.
Oh,
that
yeah.
does-
Yeah. I mean, I mean, it's not even on an aesthetic level. I love the green on that, the sort of the green mossy algae colour.
And one thing about a book as well, that you could be lying in bed and the battery won't go flat.
Yes.
Yeah.
So read your book in bed.
Yeah. No pop-ups.
No. Anyway, the next one, I've done it again to myself on that Valero. This is Valero 100 mil Valero 100 17 mil black green acrylic modeling paint. Black. If you don't know what colour to paint it black.
Yeah, this is a nice, just slightly off black there. If you want like a not quite black, like a rubber black and things like that, they're always nice off black colours. Nice to mix in and get some variation.
A lot of people not Vallejo. I find it all right. I've got loads of it. It's easy. They've got a huge colour range. eModels stock nearly all of it. You want to see the paint racks that they've got with this stuff in the store.
Yeah, Vallejo paints are awesome. I've got a big collection of Vallejo paints.
Find the Vallejo paints. It sprays brilliantly, lays down brilliantly, and you can brush paint it as well. So no problem.
I mean, avoid the primers, but everything else they make is pretty good. I do love their matte varnish, their ultimate matte. What's it called? The ultra matte. It's really good.
Yeah, and
really,
they do some game colours as well, don't they?
The let's make the same colours as Citadel, but give them slightly different names, tongue in cheek. Yeah, they do like game paints for miniature painters that sort of mimic the GW line. They do specific airbrush paints. Model colour paints are the ones they use for like traditional armor, tanks, cars, planes, that kind of thing, military stuff. They do panzer races, which are designed for, you can guess what they're designed for, being called panzer races. They do game colour, which are designed for, with the brush painters in mind.
I got the World War II set as well for painting some of the vehicles I've been painting in greens and olive drops and things like that. Yeah, so they do lots and lots of sets.
Yep. Michael Jackman says model air is okay as long as you prime first, but you should prime everything anyway. But yes, he's right. Yeah, prime everything. If you ever wonder whether you should prime something or not, prime it.
This is one thing I will say about Valero, though. The primer isn't brilliant. I would go with another primer base.
Yeah, I wouldn't use Vallejo primers.
Yeah. Well, anyway, not a lot more to say about paint. £2.29 a bottle. Vallejo 117 mil black green acrylic modelling paint. Hashtag. There we go. The next one is, I don't know what this is.
Yay! It's a gunpla. It's the
Bandai. I'll try and read it. It's the Bandai 1/100th Master Grade Sinanju.
Good girl.
All right. Did I say it right?
You got it right.
The rest of it over ammonite colour. Yeah.
Ammonite.
Yeah.
It's the over ammonite.
Anyway, I could let Foxx tell you about this because I don't know anything about it.
Yes, it is the Bandai 1/100 scale Master Grade. He's moved it. Sinanju OVA anime color version. There's two versions of the Sinanju Master Grade available: the Vercar and the OVA version. The distinction is that one has the polystyrene frame and one has an ABS frame. And I think this is the one with the polystyrene frame. I think. I can't remember. But this one is designed, it's got a slightly different colour palette to be more close to the anime version from the OVA anime series. But yeah, it's a Sinanju. It's a fantastic, beautiful Master Grade kit.
Was there some of these at Telford yesterday? It wasn't
there? There was a whole table. There was the, I forgot what they're called now, the UK Gunpla and Mecha Special Interest Group. There's a whole table. And when we walked over, the guy pointed at me and went, YouTube! Because he couldn't remember my name. So they were quite happy I went over.
They only recognised your hands.
They recognised my voice. Yeah, so that was quite cool. But yeah, if you, I've always said this: if you've never done a Gunpla before, or any kind of Bandai kit, even if you're not into Gunpla, doesn't matter. If you're a traditional model maker and you do glue kits, proper kits, and you've always thought snap kit or push fit kits are a bit rubbish. Most of them are, except if you've never done a Bandai. I would say at least once in your modelling career, you deserve to at least try a Bandai push fit kit, because trust me, it's like nothing you've seen before. They are engineered to perfection, pretty much. They are designed to be posable and jointed, but you don't have to build them that way. You can glue them all together. But because of that, they're designed to perfection. And I know lots of people that have been like, I've no interest in this. Snap together kits are rubbish, because they look at things like certain brands and certain product lines that are a bit rubbish. But Bandai through and through they make push fit kits, and that's why they're not snap fit kits, they're push fit kits. They're a different thing. Treat yourself. I mean, last time I know lots of people that have been like, I'm never going to make one. They make one and then they're like, I like this.
Yeah, I did the GM Sniper, and like you say, the crafting and the casting is perfection.
I mean, for me, the reason I love Bandai kits so much is because I'm a painter, not a builder. So if I can get one of these and get it built without doing any thinking or complex work, it just goes to be fit, and then I can focus all on the painting. And on this puppy itself, this is perfect. You can paint it however you want, but if you particularly are looking to do, they are well known for, this looks beautiful in a candy finish, metallic finishes, chrome finishes. You can do reverse washes on the gold black parts if you want to get some real nice, the bits where you've got the black armor with the gold trim. A lot of people do that as a reverse wash using enamels and acrylics and thinners. There's so much potential. You can weather it up and make it dirty, but you're not having to do the complicated building bit, because that's kind of taken care of. You're still building it, it's still a kit, but you just put it together. It's like Lego, but not Lego, if you know what I mean. So I'll give it a go. Definitely worth a go. It is a beautiful, beautiful kit, and it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Buy one now.
Yeah.
Also, this was the third item, or was it the fourth item? I thought we had those.
Right, because I moved somebody else, you see.
Oh,
However, on that note, if anything you see on what's in store tonight and you fancy it, don't hang around, but slap it in your basket.
Slap it in your basket.
You don't know how many there are in store. Now, I only did this 10 or 15 minutes before we came on air, so it was obviously still in stock at that time. And the thing is, with Bandai and eModels, they don't get that many coming in through the doors all the time, because it's such a rarity to get them as suppliers. So if you like this and you want it, slap it in your basket.
Yeah, and don't forget,
it's not yours till you check it out.
Exactly. If it's in your basket and you've not paid for it, somebody else can come and yoink it out of your basket and give eModels will take money from the first person to pay.
Exactly like they do in Tesco's. If it's in your basket, they can take it and put it in their own.
Yeah, but without the fighting, obviously. So yeah, we don't know how many they have in stock, and as a UK trader, Bandai Gunpla is hard to get. So when they do go out of stock, who knows when they'll get more in. They will, but who knows?
Availability, isn't it, at the end of the day? So grab it while you can.
Yeah, Jamie Bone says, going off the back of the push fit idea for Bandai, he does say try the Bandai Star Wars kits. They are amazing. We haven't showed them here, but eModels have also got a big selection of the Bandai Star Wars kits, which are far better than any of the Revell things.
Yeah, a lot of them come in stock as well, haven't they?
I purposely didn't type in a reply to that because I'm being good.
Yeah, but yeah,
you type in a reply to that. I can see it on the screen.
You did. There was a slight reply there. But yeah, if you want accurate Star Wars kits, Bandai are better than everybody else as well. So, and they do have them in stock. Somebody says that the 8080 was so sweet to build. I don't know who that is. That's Festus 67S Workshop.
It was because I did originally, when I built mine, was the old, I think it was APC or MPC kit. So, the Ertl one. And
the old, near enough.
Yeah, that'll do. And yeah, it was that quality, the detail. It was sweet as a nut to build.
Yeah, Phil Lewis says the Bandai Star Wars kits are also great mojo restorers. That's another thing. If you're burnt out and you're a traditional builder, try a Bandai kit, because you're not thinking about the actual physical. There's no, you're not doing any proper complex building. They're a great way just to chill out and put something together that looks kick-ass.
I mean, it was that good. I went out and bought the ATST, so I've got that sat there now, ready to go. So,
oh yeah. So yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
Who
Anyway,
knew I talked for the most about the Bandai Gunpla? Never
yeah.
mind.
So this is a sci-fi kit that I found what's in store. Not like me to put anything like that in. The most I know of sci-fi is Star Trek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the original series, Star Trek at that.
Yeah. The Bandai 1100 Master Grade Sinanju.
Good girl.
Yeah. Then that other bit, and then a big cash
And some numbers and
Yeah. But
Yeah.
go along, check it out, and have a look at it. The next one in the store tonight is what else was in Telford but lots of Lancaster bombers and Spitfires.
yes.
Yeah.
I was disappointed there was no proper Table O Spitfires this year.
Yeah,
There were some Table O Spitfires, but some of them were weathered, so it wasn't a proper like Table O Spitfires scenario.
Table of shiny Spitfires.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'd looked at this and then looked at the price of it, and you're getting 3 models for £10 each, really.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like you're getting gloss paints as well.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, it's actually a proper scale for Revell as well. It's in proper scale, which is a rare sight.
Yeah, Revell 172nd, 100 years of the RAF. Now, 100 years as in last year, 2018.
Yeah.
Celebrating the 100th year birthday of the RAF. And let's have a look at some of the pictures.
Mhm.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that, can you? Big enough in 172nd, it'd be big enough kit to pleasing to the eye.
I think everybody our age at some point has built a 172nd Lanc.
Yeah, or at least a Spitfire.
Yeah. Oh, Spitfire for sure, but most of us think have at some point done in the UK, especially. Have done
They sort of come in the order of progression, don't they? You build a Spitfire, you build the Lanc, and then you build the Hurricane.
Although I don't know for modern builders though, because when we grew up, don't forget, when I was growing up, it was only 35 years after the war.
Mm.
So when we went out and played games, we played soldiers, and it was always we were always Americans, and the Germans were the bad guys.
Yeah.
So that was what we built, were like World War II planes. I don't know for kids nowadays though, because it's all boring jet planes, isn't it?
I remember playing Japs and Commandos. That was a favourite.
Yeah.
But I was a lot nearer the war than you were.
Yeah.
The other side,
you were still in black and white.
Yeah, I was playing on the bomb sites.
When Ted grew up, there were only 2 Humbrol colours, black and white.
Yeah, that's it.
You do get paints and glues with this as well. The Revell acrylic colours are actually not bad.
Yeah, there's some paint.
I'll be perfectly honest.
Yeah,
Thin them down.
That's a perfect little mojo buster set, really, isn't it?
It is really, isn't it? You don't have to build them all at once. You build one, then put it away, and a few months' time, you go build the other one.
Absolutely.
Graham,
you can gaze for hours at the sky, just like that little guy there.
I think it's a level 5 kit as well, which is what they call their more sort of complex builds.
Yeah.
So there's lots of details and parts in there.
Graham McRoberts says that is a good kit. Yeah, their skill level 5 kits tend to also be the more accurate and fun builds as well. They actually get the quality out for their skill level 5s. The skill level 2s and 3s are a bit, but the skill level 5s, they've actually put the effort in. You get some good kits. And like I say, Graham McRoberts says it's a good kit.
Well, work its way into Festa's stash, that one. I like
yeah.
to look at that, I must admit.
Yeah,
Well, you know what you've got to do, Festa? You've got to...
Slap it in your basket.
Yeah. I was hoping Ted would jump in then, but I think Ted's...
It's got to be basket, because that's what Ted said.
You're pinching my lines there, you know.
Yeah, I know. Well, I left you an opening there, Ted, and you were like snoozing at the controls.
Sorry. Yeah, but even at the price there, $33.29, you're getting a Lancaster bomber for a tenner.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, so that's Revell 172nd, 100 years RAF British Legends.
Actually, think about it. If you wanted a Lancaster kit 172nd for a tenner, you'd be getting the old Airfix one, which is absolute garbage. So
yeah.
So this is probably a good deal, actually. The old Airfix one, which is garbage.
So that's it. So slap it in your basket.
Slap it in your basket.
And it's not yours till you check it out.
Carl is in. Making models. Carl at Making Models is in. Welcome, Carl.
Hello,
Don't see you often, mate, but welcome. You're more than welcome.
Yeah. Right, we'll go on to the last one for what's in store tonight. It's the World War One British tank Mark IV. The mail tank.
Or, as I like to call it, the Horus Heresy Rhino early prototype, maybe. Needs a gun on it. There you go. It's a Lehman Russ with no guns. Moving on.
This is a Tomeo 135th scale World War I British tank Mark IV mail with single motor. Now, if you look at this kit, you look at the price,
$64.99.
Yeah, 64.99. You look at the price and you think, oh, it's a bit much. But when it's got a motor in it.
It's
Yeah.
got a whizzy bits.
Yeah, it's got a motor in it, so you can whiz it along the table. It looks like it could. I was thinking it would come with all the bits. There's a switch there. Just
Yeah.
It's got movability, isn't it?
See, the thing is, if you look at Tamiya, we've always said that like Tamiya tank kits are always brilliant for beginners because they're dead straightforward and they're wonderfully. Even the 40-year-old kits are beautiful to build because they always work. They just go together beautifully. But if you look at even the 30 and 40-year-old ones, they're kind of designed with motorization in mind. Even the 135th ones, and go back to the old 1970s Panzer IVs, you can see inside there's little markings in there and there's little things, and you think that's a space for a motor. And some of them have literal markings on them for batteries and stuff, and you're thinking, yeah, they sell motors. Yeah, you don't often see them, but they do sell motorization kits. So this is a steal.
Yeah, but this is. I think this is a modern kit that actually they've gone back to put motors in.
Oh yeah, this is a new release. I think it's about a year or two old. I think, could be wrong.
So let's have a look at the pictures because there's something else I've noticed. There's a picture of the finished kit. There's a picture of the motor.
Does it mean you've got individual track links?
Yeah, I think it has. Yes. Yeah, and that's quite a beefy motor as well, isn't it? The gearing and such on that.
Yeah.
Nylon cogs. We'll have a look through a bit more. Let's look at the detail on it. It's fantastic. Now then, I noticed that there are two. If you look on the left-hand side, it says with single motor. And the next one we go to,
does that mean it goes around in circles?
It says export version, exclusive. You get the figures with this one. Now,
Right.
You'd have to. I'm sure you'd have to maybe drop eModels. If you're not bothered, you can just order it. But if you wanted it with the figures in it, I'd drop eModels a mail just to make sure you were getting the right one. Because there's some of the close-up detail to me. Now whether that's real chain or it's just very realistic painting, I've no idea.
I think it's a real chain, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you absolutely cannot go wrong with a Tamiya kit at all, a tank kit at all, modern or old. That's the amazing thing.
Doing with them.
Yeah. I mean, they were way ahead of them, the armour curve 30 years before everybody else. They've lagged a bit behind now in terms of you don't often get lots of photo X and stuff, but they're still beautiful kits. So much you get.
Carl saying a good next build for me. Yeah, I did the MR mail tank as the World War I diorama on the video series. So they are nice little tanks.
Yeah.
Mark Scopes says absolutely the correct thing. He says you could make a nice Indiana Jones diorama with that.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to, you could Warhammer it as well.
Yeah.
Well,
actually, you'd have to.
There's the not the crew, the figures that it says on the box that are included with one type version, but you would have to check with eModels as to which version they had on the shelf.
We are going to have to write an email of complaint to Tamiya.
Yeah.
Because the officer is not pointing.
Yeah. Oh well, he's not Japanese.
No, it's the English officers that point. Remember?
He's pointing with his gun.
That's true.
Yeah, he's going. It's over there.
Yeah, but he's got a swagger stick in his other hand, and he's not pointing with that.
Maybe he's swaggering.
Yeah.
There we go. Individual track links. Lots of track links.
Make me sweat now.
Yeah. Send all individual track links to Sergeant Bones at.
Make a Model says, it comes with the World War I figures as well. Yes, it does.
Yeah. Just check if it does. But
to viewers in the UK, by the way, just in case you're interested and you want a bit of history on this, on the BBC iPlayer right now, you might have to go into the history section. There is a 3-part series. It's a few years old now. It's called Our War, and it's 3 separate stories based on the journals of people that served in World War One. And one of them follows. Two of them follow other things, but one of them follows a tank crew from when they first get recruited to be on the tank crew up to when they finish, and it's based on the diaries of the people that served. So go and look at it. It's called Our War. It's kind of like for the younger audience, so it's like a Band of Brothers style product, but it's got kind of modern music, which kind of doesn't really work, but it's still awesome. It's just go and watch it. If you're in the UK, you've got access to BBC iPlayer. If you're outside the UK, it might be on the BBC World Service. Go and watch it. Our War, and it's called. I can't remember what the episode's called, but it's the one with the tank. So go and watch it. You get an appreciation for what the tank crews actually went through.
Yeah, if you go this one, it tells you in the blurb that this one has actually been sort of built with a cooperation of the Tank Museum. And if you ever do go to the Tank Museum, you get a chance to have a look inside these tanks, actually sit in them. I think if you go on the right day, you can actually ride in them.
Cool.
Yeah, it must have been horrendous to be inside them.
Yeah, it does need some Deathcore of Krieg figures on it though, but moving on.
Yeah, I mean, they had that Guy Martin restoration TV show, didn't they, last year? And there weren't a lot of space inside them, Ted.
No, it was all engine. Yeah,
Well, that's what that drama shows. It shows because it's all about the crew. It shows the fact that the inside was basically hell.
Yeah,
The crew. It was noisy, unsafe. They weren't protected. It just the engines basically exhausted into the tank body, so it was full of noxious fumes. I wouldn't have liked to be a tanker.
no.
Phil East is in. Good evening, all. He says. I think he's got a cold.
Hello, Phil.
Evening. First class ticket to Nottingham, please.
Yeah, so that's it for tonight. That's the Tamiya World War One British tank Mark IV male with motor. We'll just have a back run. We'll have a run back through them.
Can I just point out? By the way, you know, I always joke that when it comes to the What's in Store, Mama Fox stops watching because she's not interested in that. I can hear like a screaming baby on the telly downstairs, so she's obviously gone. Oh, it's What's in Store. I'll go back to the TV for a bit.
Good girl.
She doesn't watch this bit. She watches the rest of it, but she didn't buy anything, so she's.
Well, she'll never be able to win a mug then, will she?
No. Well, I've then few.
Anyway, yeah, we had the ICM 116 SWAT team leader with 100% new mold. Then we had the Vallejo book, rust and chipping.
He's getting better, isn't he? He's getting better at that.
Yeah. Then we had the Vallejo black green paint.
Mama Fox had just shouted up to say, "I am watching it." She's probably watching something on her iPad while she's ignoring us on the big telly.
Does she know what the link is?
Don't
answer, Mama Fox. Don't shout it up because my microphone on. The weird thing is, I can talk to my mum downstairs by just talking right now. Mum, don't shout up the stairs. Everyone will hear you. That's weird. I need to live stream 24/7 so I don't have to shout downstairs.
The thing is, she doesn't hear you comment to tell her to stop shouting for another 20 seconds. So that
yeah, Mama Fox, get the kettle on. 2 sugars. Thanks a lot. Cheers, love.
Then we got the Bandai 100 Master Grade Sinanju.
Good girl.
And that other bit underneath.
OVA, anime colour version.
Yeah, colour version. Then we've got the Revell 172nd, 100 Years of the British RAF Legends. A great bargain price.
Legends.
And finally, we have the Tamiya 135th World War One British tank, the Mark IV mil.
Mark Fowl.
Mark IV.
Mark Fowl. Jamie Bowen says, "Hi, Fox's mum," as does Dad.
Everyone's saying hi.
I'll stop sharing, and then when I find
Hello, mate.
Find everything and come back to you.
You're back to us now, Ted.
I'm back
1,
to
2,
you.
3, back in the room.
Yeah, I haven't said go yet, but I will do right now. Go.
There you go. What was the theme?
What's the theme?
I do. Everyone's just saying, "Hi, Mama Fox."
No, wait. Everyone's just saying Mama Fox.
Yeah.
100 years since, Mark Scopes says 100 years since the first armistice remembrance. That's it. Thank you. Yeah.
Awesome. Mark Scopes, well done.
Well done. Yeah, everybody's getting it now. Yeah, it was easier, really, wasn't it? Especially if I kept emphasising the 100. So, yeah.
Yeah. Did you keep emphasising 100, Ted?
Perhaps I mentioned 100 a few times.
Because I didn't get the theme because I'm like, well, it could be armistice, but there's a gunplet in the middle of it, so I'm smash. So well done, Mark. Send an email to this email address here, ted@emodels.co.uk. Put in the title of the email that you've won the prize, so a mug, sorry, what we're talking about, that you've won the mug, and we'll forward that on to the guys at eModels. They are out of stock at the moment, but they've got a little spike on the desk where they go with a piece of paper. That's nothing to do with this. They'll just keep the email in the inbox. I just thought I'd point out they've got a dangerous spike on the desk. That's a health and safety risk. But yes, send an email and I'll keep it to one side. When they get the mugs back in stock, they will send you one out.
Oh, good. Yeah. The Cynical Steve's got it sorted out there. He says that not a clue as always, just going off today. It's usually the topic. Yeah, we usually find something relevant to the day or the time or something. Yeah. But then again, Colin picks it like last week and it was red.
Sprue and Glue says the video lag is awful. Did you hit refresh and drag? Did you refresh and drag?
Right.
That's the question.
Nobody
definitely.
blame but yourself.
Refresh and drag. We do have the YouTube set to extremely low latency lag for real-time interaction, so it may well be the lags at your end, perhaps, or something like that. But yes, we do say refresh and drag. Refresh and drag. Doors will open in the event of an emergency. Masks will drop.
Anyway, that's my what's in store done for another 3 weeks. So,
Yeah, a month off. Yeah. I don't know who's is it Foxx next week?
Oh,
yeah, it could
I'm
be.
looking. I'm doing this now.
Yeah, and next week, don't give him any clues about any special relevance. Really,
Yeah, Fox next week, and then you've got a really easy one the week after because it's me again.
I was making a joke earlier on saying that when Chris and Colin do theirs, because if you've got a what's in store and it's like boat. If it's Colin, the theme is boats. If it's Chris, the theme is men with red hair.
Yeah.
Right. RC Models, he said he's off to bed now, work in the morning.
Good night, Reese.
No, take care, bud.
I've just got another day off work tomorrow, then I'm back.
Ooh. Don't say it out loud, Ted, because suddenly like a need for shelves or bathroom cabinets will appear. You know how it works.
Fireplace yet?
Yeah, we've got the fireplace. It's all opened up. We're just waiting for some bricks and stuff to come now, so I can start rebuilding it.
If you say you've got a day off, you're basically giving it form and making it real, and therefore something will happen that needs to be tinkered with, and you'll be like, "Oh, I should have shut up, shouldn't I?"
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Because if Mrs. Teddy's like, "Why are you not at work today?" Oh, it's too late to make me do anything now because it's already lunchtime.
Yeah, Max Gops got your email. Thank you.
Lovely. I just heard that and wondered what it was.
Oh.
Very quick diversion, just while Ted's thinking of what the hell he's doing next, because I can't remember. Anybody's got Netflix? If any of you out there have got Netflix, go and watch Green Eggs and Ham. It's really good. I've just watched the whole series. It's really good. Go and watch it. Beautiful animation. Just go. After the show, go and watch all of it.
Yeah, don't watch it now. Wait till we've gone.
Yeah, wait till we finished.
Yeah.
Green Eggs and Ham. It's very good.
So we're going to mention something about Warhammer?
Yes, I shall look it on me.
Yeah.
If you remember, a few weeks ago we said, we're now selling Warhammer. Yeah. And I did a little spin in the chair and got a bit giddy and everything. And then we've been quiet for a few weeks. We have been. Well, we have. The guys at eModels are just collecting stock together. I'm going to quickly do a little bit of a screen share. Where's the button? Oh, God, I don't know where the button is. There it is. Share
Not that
screen.
What have
There
you
we
looked
go.
at the button?
Yes, they do now have a Games Workshop section. Games Works. Wow, start that one again.
You can't say it.
Too excited. He's far too excited. I can't do. Oh.
Ooh, spoon, jar, jar, spoon, jar, jar, spoon, spoon, jar, jar, spoon. They do not have.
Is that like when you meet your hero and you go there?
You become an idiot. Or well, more of an idiot, yes. They do now have a Games Workshop section. It's just off the main menu on plastic model kits. It's there. But yes, now, what I've been having a chat with Pete. This is not everything. They still got tons and tons of stock to come, and they are organising this section properly and everything else. But while stock is coming in, they'd rather just get stuff on the store now, get it up there so you can get stuff, before they make the nice arty-farty section and everything in the right place. They just want to get you having stuff available. So, if you're in the market for the GW stuff, some stuff is in stock now. I say there is much, much more to come. This is just a bit, but they wanted to get it live on the site, so you've got something. You've got all kinds of things. We've got, they've got the AdMech, we've got some Skitari, you've got the Castellan robots, we've got the Mechanicus Iron Strider, which is awesome. And I must get one of these. Taking a while to load. I mean, look at that. Look at that. I like that.
It's a big robot thing.
Yeah, it's a naked robot walkie thing. They've got Tao. I have to say the apostrophe. It's the point of principle.
Jamie Bone says, Foxx, what are those figures? Top row, last one.
These ones. These are the Adeptus Mechanicus Skitari. They are Imperial Alliance, so you can play them with your Space Marines and Cadian infantry. But they are basically robot dudes. Well, they're Martians, so they believe in the Omniscient and the tech god. They're all tech priests. So they've sacrificed their limbs and things for machinery instead. And they are also... The Skitari are great, simple to build and great fun to paint. I've made a load of these.
This is where me and Ted sit and just nod accordingly.
No idea at all.
But yeah, they've got loads of little sections. They've got they do have a start collecting set somewhere. They've got a few of the start collecting sets. If you've never tried Games Workshop and you're looking at even just whether you're going to play the game or not, they are going to have some of the start collecting sets in stock. They are a great way to get started because you get a load of stuff for a lot cheaper than it would be buying them individually. So they are a great way. They do have, they've got some Necrons. They have a Knigget. They have, just for the moment, they've got one on stock at the minute. They've got one of the Knights, an Imperial Knight. But this is the best one because it's the one with a cockpit. Imperial Knights don't have cockpits except this one, which does have a pilot and a cockpit. And I want this one just purely for the dude, the cockpit. Look at that. Oh, Imperial Knight. Yes. What else have we got? There's loads of stuff in. There's lots of different bits of factions. Lots of Imperial Guard, Cadian Infantry. They've got Orcs. They do have some Death Guard. They've got some Thousand Suns. Some of the most beautiful Chaos Space Marines. Because they've got these fantastic sort of Egyptian-style paint. I love the Thousand Suns. They look fantastic. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. They're bad guys. I mean, they're all bad guys, technically. There's lots of stuff in there. They do also have the First Strike set, which is a brilliant, simple... If you've got youngster and maybe you want to get into the game, 22 quid, you get some Death Guard, you get some Space Marines, and a simple playmat, and you can start playing a real simple sort of 5-on-5 game for 22 quid. It's a brilliant way to get started with the build and the paint and the playing. They also have one of the newer releases, which is Underworld's Beast Grave, which is another sort of one of the quick play games. There's loads of stuff in there. There's loads more to come. This is just the initial batch of stuff. They've rather put it on the website so you can get stuff now before getting everything and then get it all gussied up. So go and have a look, see if anything tickles your fancy. And if you've never tried it before, give it a go. It's a good thing to learn brush painting because these are all designed to be brush painted. You don't have to, but they are brilliant for brush painting. And if you want to get into brush painting, I couldn't brush paint until I started building GW stuff, and now I really love brush painting and I hate my airbrush. So there you go. I'll stop gushing now. I'll do that and I'll close that and I'll need to go and sit down for a minute. I've gone all moist. Ted's doing something.
Yeah, he's typing in the chat. I told him off.
Oh, sorry.
Back now.
Yeah, we've been disruptive pupils, aren't we, Ted?
Yeah.
Cynical Steve says, do they have terrain? I could use some barrels and boxes. I don't know if they have any in stock right now, but I'm sure they will be getting some eventually. They are going to have a massive range of stuff. It's just they're getting it in bits. They can't get everything straight away. They've got to build up their stock levels. But like I said, they'd rather just give you some bits and bobs now so you've got stuff you can order. And more stock will come as time goes by. So plans are in the works. Let us just say that.
Yeah, there is. I believe there's a bit of a day about stuff coming into the store and then getting it on the site. So
yeah,
see it.
It takes them a long time to build dedicated sections and stuff like that for new stock. So and they don't get the big truck from GW doesn't just turn up and go bleh and churn out and just dump out 1 billion tons of stuff.
Sure it does.
I think they do. Yeah,
it probably does actually. But
yeah, is this eModels? Yeah. I've got a big truck of stuff here for you.
It's a blart. There you go. But I just like put it in the back of my car.
Where do you want it?
Fox's house.
Hey, people are thinking about going, and I just should advise people you might not want to go yet.
Where? Oh yes, don't leave yet. You don't leave yet.
Well, when you saw when we were there, how many postmen came through the door? People with the handheld digital pads. You saw it.
Dad says something very important, and Zaz does ask a question which has the same answer. Colin, have you seen Dad's comment?
I have. I was about to say orc handles.
Orc handles. There you go. What else we've got? See if anybody's asking questions. I'm finding this hilarious, says Vincent. I don't know why. What?
Because the two of them were playing around in chat and they shouldn't have.
Because we've been naughty boys, because it was Warhammer and we ain't got a clue. And
well, Vincent knows all about Warhammer. He knows all the things. It's his fault. I'm into Warhammer. I've got to tell you that.
Start educating me after this. That's the problem.
Yeah. You'll get that text chat.
You're going to have to do like I did once. Once a stream had stopped a few months ago, I had to stay behind and learn about Gundam. Foxx would lecture me for the next hour on Gundam.
Sent me a drawer of Warhammer figures to try to infiltrate my stash. I think I've got half of Belgium's stash in mine now.
The thing is, I got my own back because Vincent kind of got me back into it. Not completely, but a big chunk by sending me pretty much the entire Dark Vengeance set.
Yeah.
But then the moment he sent me his entire collection of Dark Vengeance minis, he said, "Oh, I really want to get back into it now." I wish I hadn't sent it now because I've got nothing to do. Oh. So he got me into it and then kind of got the splash damage on himself. So
Yeah, he's infiltrated my stash with them and armor, so he's doing
Yeah.
well.
yeah, Phil Lewis says eModels need to do more giveaways to keep the stock levels manageable.
Oh, good idea.
LD
Is that a
think
segue?
I don't know, could be. LD says think painting fur with a glazing style will work out okay. Absolutely. Glazing is always good fun. Yes, finally he admits it. Send all your hate mail for me starting the Warhammer craze. Mr. Loath at AOL.com. There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's his fault.
yeah, it's Vincent's fault, mate.
Yeah, so it's Vincent at geocities.com. Yeah. Yes, there you go. Yeah, but we always say, don't forget that, we always say, don't leave before the end of the show because you never know if the big boss might be watching.
Yeah,
If he's watching on his big telly and Mrs. Big Boss is perhaps not in the room and some idiot's giving him the iPad and he's got access to Skype.
yes, I may have been perusing Skype at some point.
Yeah, he may be in Skype and he might not be.
I
I've actually
think she waits for Mrs. Boss to nip down the pizza shop and then
Yeah.
Hi guys,
Quick, give this away.
He sits there and goes, "Oh, couldn't make us a quick cup of tea, love, could you?" And she nips out, and he's like,
Quick.
But the best thing is when like sometimes James will say, "Can you give this kit away this week?" And it's like some little £20 thing, and then Pete's like, "Give this kit away. That's the big £200 thing." That's...
"Yeah." That's a bit like me and Ted sneaking in, typing in chat whilst you two ain't looking.
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, that's it.
So it's always worth sticking around till the end.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. On that
We
note,
don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know. LD says I've got a plane craving after Telford. He wants to build a plane.
He says it might be time to build the poop plane.
I don't know what that one is, but
Does he mean a not very good plane, or is it a plane that looks like a? I don't know.
yeah. And shall I share my screen?
Yeah, I shall lock it on you, my friend.
It's been a little while since I shared my screen, so
Show your bits. Show your
this
bits.
is what I have on my screen at the moment. You
Booyah.
might wonder why I've got that on my screen at the moment, and the reason is it's a giveaway. Yay! Woo!
Ooh, give away.
Giveaway time. The DO 215B4, the ICM 172nd Dornier, World War II reconnaissance version. Yes, this is 172nd scale. It's a big plane. It could be yours.
It could be you.
You need to win it and stuff.
Yeah.
You can fly it upside down if you like.
Yeah. I had a quick read of some blurb, and I believe this is based on the reconnaissance plane was a prototype of the Dornier 2215B. So it's based on that early version of it, I think, or something. I'm not a big expert on the Luftwaffe.
You could just have ended that sentence there. You could just, I'm not a big expert. And
yeah, it's
that
true.
would have been
I do know that these weren't particularly big aircraft. They were something like like our Mosquito.
Yeah.
They were a huge
They were short.
airplane.
They were sort of medium range bombers, weren't they?
Yeah, it seems a nice bit of detail in it, though. So
Yeah.
you know, if you're a bit of a detail buff, you can.
there's no more information. So there we go.
It does say at the bottom, it says an accurate copy of the prototype, highly detailed engines and cockpit interior.
Yeah. 3-version decal sheet included, so you can have whichever one you like. So yes, this could be yours. It could be going home with you. Well, not exactly going home with you because they'll post it to you if you win, but you know.
Yeah, because you have to go to eModels to get it and then go home again.
Yeah, you could turn up at eModels and say, "Where's my price?" Actually, it's just gone.
Frankie goes. Tommy Woods is just he's off to bed, but Frankie, you can't go. You want to know how to win this.
I think Mark Scopes is a bit nervous of the canopy there. It looks a bit.
Yeah, I thought that.
Yeah,
Kind of things, yeah.
that's the first thing I looked at. I thought, oh, that's masking hell, isn't it?
Yeah. If you don't know how to do canopies, depends on the canopy itself. But on this very channel, the eModels channel, I think Ted's shown it in his Typhoon build, and I showed canopy masking in my Colonial Viper build, going back about 5 years. So go through the playlists, because I took time to put everything in playlists. Go through the playlists and look at either Ted's Typhoon build. Was it the Typhoon you did with the masking, Ted?
Did some canopy masking in that.
Yeah, he shows on there, and I show in the a slightly different method, I think, in the Colonial Viper mode build. So go and check those out. We both do show how to mask canopies.
There's lots of canopies in this because there's the big bit at the front and the big canopy at the thing and some underneath it and
The easiest way, often with things like that, there's two main ways to do it. You can do little tiny bits of masking tape, or you can do a big piece of masking tape and trim it on the canopy, and that's usually the easiest way. But there's different ways to do it as well.
It might be worth asking eModels without having a look in the website myself if they actually have a masking set for it, because there's some aftermarket people now.
Yeah,
The Dornier is quite a popular aircraft.
yeah. I'm sure Mr. Moth's favourite supplier of aftermarket might have one of them.
Right. So how can somebody win this?
By magic.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to be magical.
Internet magical.
Yeah, witchcraft and tomfoolery.
Yes, dark magics.
Yeah, I think something along the lines of like we usually do, a German-related question or German-related comment or fact or anything amusing German.
Yeah.
In the comment in the video once it's a video.
Yeah. Once this stream is finished, give it 5 or 10 minutes. It'll then be a normal video on the YouTube channel. Put a comment on it as a normal comment, not in the chat here, not in that, because that goes away. Normal video chat comment. Just do something like Ted says, something interesting or amusing or both about Germany. Don't think anything amusing about Germany, but interesting about Germany. And we will pick a comment at random next Monday.
And Mr. Loft says there is a masking set available for it, Ted.
Yay!
I thought there would be. Yeah.
Yes. So if you do win it, drop the guys an email or a call, or if you're local, pop in and say, "Can I have the masking set, please?" Don't do a lisp. I don't know why I did a lisp then. It's stupid, really. It just kind of happened.
Yeah,
it kind of happened.
Accurate lisp.
Phil Lewis says they were re-engined and updated based on the Dornier 17.
Yeah.
Frankie Goes to Hobbywood, of course, has gone to bed now, so doesn't know how to win that.
Too late.
You missed out, Frankie. You missed out, Frankie. No. Graham McRoberts says Mr. Misskulk does the trick for canopies. I don't know what that is. Misskulk. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, there's probably some aftermarket canopy.
Could be. Could be.
Is it a masking liquid?
Don't know. I wouldn't recommend masking liquids for fiddly canopies like that because you never get crisp edges. They can obviously be worse than more.
Yeah, with me, I tend to super fresh scalpel blade and patience.
Yeah.
Get your comment on when this video is finished, and we'll pick a winner next week at random, and they'll win that kit. We have an important question or a statement from Graham McRobert, who says, "Got an idea? How about getting members to upload their finished build and a prize for what you think of the best build?"
We did that once before.
Yeah, we used to do that. We used to have a gallery section where we do exactly that, but unfortunately, when the website was redesigned, that's not something built into the new website, so it's not something that we do anymore.
It might come back in the future. When
they relaunched the website, it was a whole new build, and it was just not part of the software. So the facility to do that wasn't in there. So sadly, it's not something we do anymore. But you can upload them to the Facebook page, eModels UK, I think it is, or eModels Ltd. eModels Ltd on Facebook, I think. You can upload them to there. There's no prizes given away, but it's always worth showing us what you're building and how it's going on.
It's like if you win something in the competition, put a photograph up of you with said item.
Yeah. Oh, you can of course mail us with some idea. I think I've just done something on Skype. Hello, let's have a look. You can of course send us an email with photos of your bits and bobs. I'll rephrase that: photos of your builds and bits and bobs that you're making.
Yeah.
And if we remember to do it in time, because we are rubbish, if we remember to do it in time, we'll see if we can show them on the show. But we often don't. We often get everything sorted out 10 minutes before we go live. So
Pete has put something in Skype regarding the conversation you was.
Oh, okay, right, cool. Yeah, I won't say anything now because you never
know. That's it, isn't it? We're done.
Yeah,
we're done. That's about it. I think we've given everything away.
Vincent's off to bed.
We've exhausted it, and my copy's empty of gin, so it's time to go and refill it in time for bed.
Your coffee is empty of gin.
But yeah, once again, thank you for joining us on this Monday night live stream, eModels.co.uk, with Chris, Foxx, Colin, Ted, and I. We're all together. We'll do it again next week. We'll be back same time, same place, same back channel.
I've just remembered I've got all the buttons, haven't I? I totally forgot all that.
Buttons. So
I'm sitting there happily letting you do your thing. I'm thinking, I'm sure there's something I need to do any time now.
Deployed expression.
So once more, before we go, don't forget, if you want to know how to do it, you just got to press the button, Fox. Press the button.
We've got to press the button. I pressed the button.